So apparently, Ralph Angel from Queen Sugar, he done put down them farm tools and picked up a paintbrush, and he getting all romantic in this new movie, Really Love. So this movie primarily takes place in DC, where Kofi Siriboe plays a painter named Isaiah. Now, Isaiah is a struggling artist who is about to give it all up when he meets Stevie, played by Yutha Wongloy Singh, who was a law student at Georgetown. They hit it off immediately, but while their relationship grows deeper, Isaiah's work isn't getting the attention that he feels like it deserves, and tension ensues. Overall, this was a very heartfelt and well-made film. It's a story that we've seen before, star-crossed lovers, poor boy, well-off girl, disapproving parents, but love conquers all. Kinda. But I feel like the point of these films isn't to revolutionize, new concepts, but to show us, a depiction of real love and real struggle and real perseverance. And in that, this movie does it. One of the biggest positives of this movie is, the scale of the plot. Too many times when we watch these romantic drama movies, the conflict of the plot is just so absurd. It's so way out there. And on some level, it kind of takes away the believability of everything a little bit because everything's so exaggerated and everything always happens within like a month. They meet, they fall in love, they go through some horrendous breakup and resolution all within like 60 days. Because in this film, Isaiah is a struggling artist and Stevie comes from a well-off family. He's a lawyer at Georgetown. It would have been very easy for them just to bring some third party, another guy in who's like a billionaire or a millionaire and just throws money and private jets and vacations at Stevie until she just, leaves Isaiah alone. We've seen that in movies way too many times. And that's cool for, the type of movie that they're making. But to me, it's just like shock value for shock value's sake. And this movie is a little bit more real, it's a little bit more grounded, and it depicts a real relationship and the struggles that real relationships go through. They're dealing with what comes after the love because the love is there, the connection is there, but just because the emotional connection is there, that doesn't mean that the two people are always on the same page and move at the same pace and have the same goals. This movie deals with two people who decide to be together but are both ambitious and both want certain things, and those things don't always complement each other. The issues that come up between them feel organic and feel earned. Part of the reason they feel earned is because this movie lays the groundwork for their relationship. A movie like this doesn't have a whole bunch to lean on. There's no spaceships flying around, there's no action scenes, so all it has to lean on is character. The character has to take it through the movie, and that depends primarily on the two lead actors having good chemistry and you believing them as a couple and you rooting for them as a couple. And this movie does that. From the moment they get together, you definitely believe it. You definitely want them to work. They spend a good amount of time showing why they like each other. A lot of films just say these two people should be together because they're both attractive and that's what we got to be in the film, but they don't actually show why these two people actually like each other. And this movie does that. What is a testament of good casting, good writing, and good direction is when I first watched this film, there's an actress who plays Stevie's best friend. And at first, I felt like, well, she should have been the lead actress because she just seems like a more dynamic personality and more suited for the lead. But as the film progresses and you see who these two characters are and who they are to each other, and you understand that no, this actress is doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing, and these two are actually quite perfectly cast and have pretty damn good chemistry. And the way the film ends is pretty much how it is the entire time. It's a soft ending. It's not a in-your-face definitive, this is what happens. It more, alludes or suggests what the ending is. And that's kind of how the whole movie plays out, where they don't overly explain everything. It's not one of those movies that has to spoon feed you every plot point and every character development piece. It is a visual story, and it tells a story through images, and the dialogue is there, but only so far as it needs to be. There's not an overabundance of dialogue, and it kind of parallels what was going on within the movie, because Isaiah is a painter and he's using his images to tell a story, and one of the character goals is for him to be able to share his art and produce his art without having to explain or justify himself to anybody. And so I thought it was cool that the film does that as well. The only real negative I had is kind of a nitpick. It's not a big thing. It's just a nitpick. But Naturi Naughton is in this movie, and she's credited fairly high. I think she's like the third or fourth name that pops up in the credits. And she's in this movie for 2 scenes. She, in the beginning and towards the end, that's it. And she has about 3 lines combined. And so to have like such a recognizable face comparatively, but have that character ultimately serve no purpose, was a little jarring, because like Michael Ealy and Blair Underwood are both in this movie, and they are recognizable faces and names, but both of them, serve a narrative purpose, and her character doesn't. You could have had extra kind of fulfill her role. But like I said, it was a nitpick because it was only distracting when she was on screen. But after the 2 seconds she was on screen passes, I'm right back in the story. So it's just a really small nitpick. Now, if you haven't seen it, what's your favorite romantic movie? Is it Love and Basketball, or is it The Notebook? But come on, comment down below and we can fight about it. I'm ready. At me, bro. And then after you do that, I'll catch you next time.